Stadium. Here's Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Today we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. This one grabbed by A.J. Green.
I know there's been plenty of discussion about the return of Andy Dalton. Remember, he didn't finish last year because of a thumb injury, but he's back and in great form. But A.J. Green, sensational on Sunday. Big-time numbers. He did a lot of it against Darrelle Revis.
He did indeed, big-time numbers. He was targeted 13 times, 12 catches, 180 yards. Brandon LaFell, his intended target, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. First try for this offense today, and our first chance to get a look at Tyler Eifert.
And he's part of the new wave of tight ends in the NFL. They use them in every position, sometimes even by themselves as a wide receiver.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Dalton now to pass. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Henry Anderson with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. They'll run. This is Robert Turbin. Evades the tackler, and now some space. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Indianapolis. Robert Turbin, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. It was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we've got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
So Dalton now. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you've got to run fast. Of course, you've got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
It's a gain of 14 there, and it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down. From midfield here, Dalton. And Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Bengals a first down.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, it's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means it's going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. Flush to his right. And that's complete to LaFell. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being
through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way up to the 49. A big play there for Indy. 48 yards on the ground. They'll come out in the pistol. And again, it's Turbin. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Shift together here from the D-line. On the run, it's Robert Turbin. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
At the end of big-time seasons where runners have those special, magical years, you know who gets rewarded. It's the offensive lineman. He's going to buy them gifts that is going to commemorate the year and show his appreciation and thanks. This drive is going towards that because he's locked it.
Dante Moncrief. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Dante Moncrief, 40 yards. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch. Take it to the house. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They come out here in the I. They'll run again with Bernard. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack. 2
yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here we go with Hill. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. And you know, this past weekend, the way that Dalton and Green were hooking up, the running game became a little bit of an afterthought. Jeremy Hill, 31 yards and just 9 carries.
And that's not normal for Cincinnati because the running game is always in the front part of their minds. That's what they want to do to set the tone of who they are on offense. But they're not getting it, or when they didn't get it on Sunday, they just turned to Andy Dalton and put the game on his shoulders. That tells me something about how they feel about their young quarterback.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Again, here's Bernard. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out the window because they don't respect the run. And last but not least, you don't get to dictate it all when you want to throw the football, and that really hurts you as an offense.
Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. And this seemingly endless drive continues. Now Bernard, and his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
And now to the air, Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
What's fun to watch is these college receivers transitioning into the NFL and how they grow as route runners. Because a lot of times now in the college game, the spread offenses, there aren't that many routes that they're actually running. Most of the time, they're just trying to find open space and present themselves to the quarterback as easy targets. But in the NFL, you've got to run the entire route tree, and you've got to run it well if you expect to get open. That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now the offense gets set for play number 15 on this drive. It has been a long stanza for this unit. Here's Dalton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, look at the juke. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run it now with Turbin. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push him back more. Here's Luck now on 2nd down. And Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 5 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
He's going to rifle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
To throw on 2nd down is Luck. Allen's got it over the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
They go back to the air here after the INT. He's got time in the pocket. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Charles, sidestepping for a minute. Looking back to Sunday, we saw some clock management issues. You look at the Indianapolis game, the Dallas game, and how that shook down. But when you're a player or coach in those situations late, how hard is it to be aware of what's going on? Because it's easy for us sitting on the couch to critique.
It's a lot harder than maybe we give credit to, because heat of the moment, The anxiety levels have gone sky high. The competitive juices are flowing. A lot of coaches keep cards with them that tell them when to, how you're supposed to use the clock down the stretch. You don't always get the math right. That's why I think a lot of teams now are going to go to having someone designated in the press box to handle clock management issues and advise the head coach, because they should be able to think clearer up there rather than down on the sidelines where the heat is really rising.
Eluding the pressure right. And an alley to run. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. 3rd and 2 for Dalton. Dancing to his left. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Dalton operating in the red zone now. Looking, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Hassan Ridgeway in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They send Green to the left on his own. 2nd down, Dalton. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. Boy, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? 'Cause that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. Steps away to his left. Letting one go deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll go down in.